Hi, I'm Joni Patry and welcome to our Get Astrologic Now channel. And today I want to talk about the month of June of 2014. We have some exciting events that are going to be happening in June, and one is the big change of Jupiter is going to change signs into sidereal Cancer. This will happen on June 18th. But up until that point, we still have Jupiter in the sign of Gemini. And the change that's going to be occurring in Gemini is going to be that Mercury is going to go retrograde. And Mercury is going to go retrograde on June 7th. So expect for that day for everything to pretty much go haywire. Anything dealing with communications, getting information across to people, travel plans. Please build in some time when you make your plans to travel, because chances are planes are going to be delayed, there'll be mechanicals, and things tend to break down when Mercury's retrograde. Take care of your car, make sure things are in proper order, because this is the time when notoriously cars break down, you lose your keys, you get locked out of your house. So Mercury retrograde will be from June 7th through about July 1st or 2nd. And particularly on the day that it turns retrograde is when things become pretty intense and insane. So just be aware of these things and have patience, because things will go wrong when Mercury turns retrograde. Now, because it's going to be in the sign of Gemini, this particularly pertains to communications all the more. And it especially deals with travel plans. Gemini is travel. And anything that pertains to learning classes, it's actually a good time to really concentrate on studies. It will also bring to the forefront issues around children and the youth. So whenever a planet goes retrograde, any planet, whatever that planet is all about, becomes the focus, because planets normally in their forward motion things go smoothly, but when they stop and turn retrograde, it means we have to stop and pay attention. It's very much like the ebb and flow of the tides. It's time to push forward when planets are moving forward, but it's time to pull back and reassess. Actually, it's every word that starts with RE applies to a retrograde. So it's time to review, reassess, reorganize, anything to do with going back and re-looking at things. So also, I want to talk about some other occurrences in June. Around the 9th of June, Neptune is going to go retrograde, and it's going to go retrograde. It's going to be approximately 13 degrees of Aquarius. Remember, I am talking about the sidereal placements that are Vedic astrology, not Western astrology. But at this time, all the planets will go retrograde, no matter if you're doing Vedic or Western astrology. But Neptune deals with fraud, disillusionment, illusions, confusion. This will be a day that is not a good day to sign contracts or make agreements, because things can go wrong. Also, on the same day of June 9th, Mars will be aspecting Venus by its 8th aspect. This is a very difficult aspect. And just the key words that I want you to remember for this particular day is fatal attraction. Be careful who you become involved with. There could be some disillusionment, and definitely there could be some fraud, or things are not as they appear. June 13th, we have the full moon. And during the time of this full moon, we have some other occurrences, such as Mars will be squaring Pluto and Venus will be opposing Saturn. So this will be a very confusing day for full moons, but particularly around the area of relationships. I want you to really make sure that you know what you're getting into and how your relationships are operating, because chances are you're not listening, you're not paying attention. With Mercury retrograde, things can get misunderstood. But the truth of the matter may come to the surface, and it may not be as pretty of a picture as you thought. So your rose-colored glasses will be somehow lifted, and you will see the truth. Also, with Mars squaring Pluto, this is a time of social uprisings. There's going to be problems with governments worldwide, and there'll be strikes and people angry and discord. You'll see this happening pretty much all around the world. But then we come to the date of June 18th, when we have the big transformation of Jupiter changing signs from Gemini to Cancer. Now, Cancer is the sign of Jupiter's exaltation, so it becomes its strongest during this next year. Jupiter remains in a sign for approximately a year. So it will be approximately around July 13th of 2015 that Jupiter will remain in the sign of Cancer. And this is going to affect everyone differently depending on their ascendant sign. And one thing I will say is that this will be a time of prosperity and new hope, and people will have a new outlook on life. Whenever Jupiter changes signs, it changes our outlook and our attitude, because Jupiter is positive energy, it is expansion, it's growth. So whatever house it will go into in your particular horoscope will have new opportunities that will come about. Towards the end of the month, we're going to have another new moon. And this new moon will be very, very intense. It will be in the sign of Gemini at the same time that Mercury is retrograde. So this will have a reversal of effects of many things that were started during this Mercury retrograde period will start to have a lot of confusion and backlash. But also during this date of this new moon, we have the aspect of Mars, which will oppose Uranus. And this is another indication of revolutions and rebellions against government and strikeouts. So you're going to find that this month of June will have a lot of reversals, a lot of confusion with the Mercury retrograde, lots of problems around transport and travel, and possibly, a lot of mishaps happening. And also, make sure you pay attention to the weather, because this is going to be a time of major storms, and this could be emotional in terms of people, emotional storms, but most of all, this is a time of social upheaval, strange weather, storms, and remember to pay attention and communicate well, and be very careful signing any contracts. Thank you for watching the month of June, and if you need any more information, please go to our websites, Get Astrologic Now, as well as if you're interested in getting a reading, you can contact me through going through my website, which is galacticcenter.org. Thank you.